Hello, in this video we are going to see the types of the magnetic material. The first type of magnetic material is a diamagnetic material. So the atom of diamagnetic material do not possess any net magnetic dipole moment. So when this kind of material is placed into the external magnetic field, the magnetic dipole moments are developed into this material which is opposite to the external field. Like this, if I have the magnetic field which is in this direction, which is denoted by B, and if you keep the diamagnetic material or substance in this, the magnetic dipole moment is developed which has direction opposite, see, like this, opposite to applied magnetic field. So net magnetic dipole moment of the inside the material, it decreases. That means the material has a tendency to expel the magnetic flux. So all the material shows the diamagnetic property. The ordinary materials are weakly diamagnetic, while the superconductor shows very strong diamagnetic properties. The magnetic susceptibility is negative for the diamagnetic material. In the previous video we have seen that based on the magnetic susceptibility we can define or we can classify the material into the diamagnetic material or the paramagnetic material. So for the diamagnetic material, it is the value of magnetic susceptibility is negative. So when diamagnetic material is placed into the non-uniform magnetic field, then it will started moving from the region of larger magnetic field to the region of smaller magnetic field, and this phenomenon is used in the magnetic levitation. So this is about the diamagnetism. Then next is paramagnetic material. Okay, so the paramagnetic material, into the paramagnetic material, each atom possesses a net magnetic dipole moment. So at the atom level it has a net magnetic dipole moment. So in absence of external magnetic field, these dipole moments are randomly oriented, due to which the net magnetic dipole moment of the material is zero. That means in the absence of external magnetic field, net magnetic dipole moment of that particular material is zero. And if we keep or if we place this material into the magnetic field, the dipoles tends to get aligned with the field, which leads to an increase in the magnetic flux density inside it. So if we, for example, if we have again this B, okay, and if we place the paramagnetic material in it, the dipole moments into the paramagnetic material gets again oriented like the applied magnetic field. So there is an increase into the magnetic flux density inside this paramagnetic material. So when paramagnetic material are placed into the non-uniform magnetic field, so non-uniform is important word, non-uniform magnetic field. Okay, so if we place the paramagnetic material into the non-uniform magnetic field, then it will started moving toward the region of stronger magnetic field, unlike the diamagnetic material. So if we place the diamagnetic material into the magnetic field, it will started moving towards the region which has a lesser magnetic field, and in the case of paramagnetic field, it will started moving toward the stronger magnetic field. Okay, so the net dipole moment of the material is lost when the external field is switched on. So when we switch off the external magnetic field, the magnetic dipole moment gets turned off. Okay, so according to the magnetic susceptibility, we also know that according to susceptibility, paramagnetic material has a small positive value. So the examples of this kind of material is a salt, iron, nickel, which shows the paramagnetism. Okay, so next is ferromagnetism. Okay, the atom of ferromagnetic material have large magnetic dipole moments, and it is in unmagnetized specimen, these magnetic dipole moments are randomly oriented, due to which the net magnetic dipole moment of the sample is zero. Okay, so ferromagnetic material has the atom which has large magnetic dipole moments. Okay, and it is and if the specimen is unmagnetized, that is the material is unmagnetified, then the magnetic dipole moments are randomly oriented and the net magnetic dipole moment of the sample is zero, when it is unmagnetized. But when we keep the specimen into the external magnetic field, this magnetic dipole moment gets aligned with the external field to give the specimen a large net magnetic dipole moment. Okay, so on moving the external magnetic field, the material remains. If we remove the external magnetic field, the material remain the magnetic properties, and the material shows the permanent magnetism. Okay, this is the ferromagnetism case. Okay, and the material lose its magnetic property when we increase the temperature of the specimen up to the Curie temperature. So Curie temperature is a point, or Curie point we say. Okay, if we heat the specimen ferromagnetic material, which is now the permanent magnet, okay, which shows the permanent magnetism. So if that particular material, if we heat that particular material up to the Curie temperature, so at the Curie point it will lose its magnetic property, which is a permanent magnetism. Okay, so this is the ferromagnetic material. So we can see this in this chart. It is beautifully differentiated these materials in the diamagnetic, paramagnetic and ferromagnetic materials. Okay, I have downloaded it from the internet. So in the diamagnetic substances are those substances which are feebly repelled by the magnets. The examples is antimony, bismuth, copper, gold, silver, quartz, mercury, and so many diamagnetic materials are there. See, when we keep the magnetic material into the field, see, so the line of forces tends to avoid the substances. See, by this point there is a magnetic field B, okay, but it cannot go through this. It cannot go through this. It can avoid. It is expelled from these substances. Okay, if we go like this, so nothing can pass from this. This is called as a diamagnetic material. So many diamagnetic material we have around us. Then the paramagnetic material. The paramagnetic substances are those substances which are feebly attracted by the magnets. The examples are aluminium, chromium, alkali, alkaline earth metals, platinum and oxygen. We can see here, see it has this magnetic field B. Okay, these are the images I had downloaded from the internet. So you can also find this image on the internet. So it can easily it will be easy to understood by referring these images. The lines of force prefer to pass through the substance rather than the air. See, this external magnetic field applied, then all this field will go from the substance, the paramagnetic material. Okay, so this is what the paramagnetic material. Then next is the ferromagnetic material. The ferromagnetic substances are those substances which are strongly attracted by the magnets, and the examples are cobalt, nickel, gadolinium, dysprosium, okay, and iron. We know iron and steel are also are the examples of the ferromagnetic materials. So see, we can see here this is applied magnetic field B, okay, and the lines all the line of forces, magnetic line of forces tends to crowd into space. See, here is no crowding, okay, but in the case of ferromagnetic material there is a crowding. See, the distance between these two lines and distance between these two lines is this. Here is a large distance, you can say, here is a less distance. Okay, so this is the difference between these three diamagnetic, paramagnetic and ferromagnetic material. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much.